Hi, everyone. Good rainy Tuesday afternoon, and welcome to Go Local Live. I'm Go Local News Editor Kate Nagel. Thanks for tuning in for our final live segment of the day. I would like to welcome a very familiar face, Reynaldo Almonte with Latino Public Radio. Reynaldo, thank you for joining us today.
Gracias.
Well, I appreciate your coming in. You usually see Reynaldo on the ground, boots on the ground with Latino Public Radio. But right now, end of the year campaign to support local media at Latino Public Radio, looking to raise $25,000 by the end of the year. I think last time we had you in here, Reynaldo, we were talking about this split used to be associated with public radio here in Rhode Island, now off on your own. So you're autonomous and you need support.
That's correct.
So talk with us a little bit about that. You're making the appeal. What does Latino Public Radio really mean for the community?
Well, we are at this moment are the only local source of local news and information for the Latino community. And we always try to do the best we can.
And then when you hear from the community, again, we talk about being boots on the ground because we'll talk about the partnership we have with Reynaldo moving forward. But what do you hear from folks? I mean, let's talk about like the beat of the city. You are there, especially a lot of times if there's crime, if there's things taking place. I mean, what do you hear when people see Reynaldo and say, oh, Latino Public Radio, what do they want to talk about?
Well, they talk with us why they don't talk to the other media, because we're in the market for over 30 years. And they know Reynaldo, and they trust Reynaldo when they give you information that we're not going to say, well, we got this from Juan or Pedro. We just report the news, and people believe in the work that we do.
And, getting the stories out there, I mean, as you said, that only locally owned here, Latino Public Radio for the 30 years. So many stories. I mean, we're in the same boat as well.
Yes.
I mean, every single day. I mean, do you think that, folks, you help give a true glimpse of what's happening in the city of Providence, but, you could have the capacity to tell so many more stories.
Well, we do a lot of education and also programming. We do health show, we do cultural show, educational information, especially with the new commission in town. They take over the city of Providence. People need to know what's going on, and they always tune in to us when we do the podcast or listen to the radio and the digital service for the interview that we do with all the politicians and local leaders.
Yeah, as I said, Reynaldo, everywhere. I don't know if you have a clone because it seems almost impossible, the amount of coverage that you have. And I just want to mention to folks, you've probably seen if you've been on Go Local, a lot of times in partnership with Reynaldo, being able to provide video, again, being first to the scene for so many things. So I want to thank you because I know you've broadened our audience and
Yes.
You as well. I mean, it's been a good partnership.
Of course, I love it. I love it.
We're able to get the word out. Again, Latino Public Radio out on its own, looking to raise, again, $25,000 by the end of the year. We'll put a link up, of course, for
Thank you,
Reynaldo.
yes.
And I just want to finish up here because you mentioned it before. Again, locally owned. I mean, how important, and we know how important it is in the media world to really be, again, that local media company, locally owned. How important is that to you?
Well, it's good. It's important only to me, to the community, because when you are locally produced, everything has a local feeling. Everything is for the community. And like we say, we try to help everybody. We do it in English and in Spanish also.
Yeah, I'll tell you, again, really good partnership. We really appreciate Latino Public Radio because, as we know, folks can get national news from national sources, but getting local news from local sources is just unmatched.
That's correct.
Okay, well, we're going to put those links up for you when you are checking back in when we have this up. $25,000 for Latino Public Radio for the end of the year. So if you tune in, support Reynaldo, support the partnership with Go Local, being able to provide you with the best of videos and photos. Thanks to Reynaldo. Be sure to support Latino Public Radio in their campaign towards the end of the year. So Reynaldo Almonte, I appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching this afternoon. It's been a busy day. We'd like to thank Iftikhar Ahmad, Rhode Island Airport Corporation CEO, coming in. He talked with Josh Fenton. TF Green vying to be one of the best small airports that you can vote on this over the next course of several weeks. And of course, check out Providence City Hall. The archives flooded this afternoon, the roof in disrepair. We talked to the city archivist. You can check that all out on GoLocal. And of course, we'll see you back tomorrow with more live. But in the meantime, find us on GoLocalProv.com. Find us on Facebook. And follow Latino Public Radio as well with Reynaldo Almonte. We'll catch you soon. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel.